In today's special video, I want to talk about an important topic: how we can stay productive and consistent with our health routines even when we don't feel like it. Because when we're being honest with ourselves, there are so many times when, even though we know we should eat exercise or work out or get to bed at a certain time, we just don't feel like it. In that moment, we feel the weakness. We feel this little voice in our head that says, you don't need to work out today. You worked out plenty last week. Oh, you don't need to eat that healthy food. This is what you should have instead. It's those moments of weakness when we have this disparity between what we believe we should be doing and what our highest self wants to be doing, and what the weak voice inside of us says, this is the cop-out. You just do this. It's okay today. You worked out a lot last week. And that space between what we should be doing and that desire to get off track is resistance. There's a space of resistance that creates friction with our routines. So when talking about, how do we stay productive even when we don't feel like it, we have to examine this space, right, between what we should and what we want to, and that is the resistance space. And I believe, from having stuck to my own health routines for the past 15 plus years, that health is largely about our long-term ability to manage the resistance, to minimize it as much as possible. We'll talk about some ideas on how to minimize the amount of times we encounter resistance, but also how to blast through it when we do have the resistance. The first thing that I like to think about is when I feel these moments of resistance, they're almost teaching points for me in my own life. One, I get to realize that, okay, I'm having resistance today, but I didn't have resistance last week. Why? Oftentimes it comes down to our overall capacity of our general willpower. So willpower is kind of like a muscle for our brain. It gets stronger the more we exercise it, but if we overtrain it too much, it can get weak and it can get depleted. And the things that replenish our willpower are sleep and not using up the willpower resources, and the things that diminish it are making lots of different choices and exercising the willpower constantly. So what I find is when we find these moments of resistance, it's a time to take a step back and be like, wow, is my life a little more stressful this week for XYZ reasons than it normally is? Am I not sleeping enough? Am I running my willpower reserves down? Because if I'm having these resistance points that I don't normally have, and I'm feeling my motivation is getting grinded down, and I'm seeing resistance to things I normally just do, then it's time to take a look back at the overall capacity. Because we could approach blasting through resistance, but that's not a sustainable strategy. We also have to look at the big picture of how do we increase the willpower reserves. So what I will do is personally increase my sleep. I will decrease the intensity of my exercise for a couple days, allow my nervous system, my brain to kind of reset, relax, and I will take an audit and write down where I'm currently at and set some new fresh targets to give my brain almost like a fresh start. So I think that's one big reason why so many people like January 1st, right? Is this fresh start. It's New Year's. It's a time to set a new leaf and be fresh habits and make this year the year you nail it. Well, why do we have to reserve the right to have these resets just to January 1st? Quite frankly, when we're feeling these moments of resistance, we can use it as a pause to be like, okay, I'm feeling this way. Let me do a little reset. Here are my new goals. So set those new goals. And let's analyze the resistance. Why are we feeling it? What are the things we're feeling resistance to? Is it to the exercise? Is it nutrition? Start to ask yourself why, and you can peel back the layers of that onion to get some insight into your own psychology and where you feel like you're slipping up. Now, when it comes to resistance, the more time that we allow, the more actual time, the temporal distance between when we say we're going to do something and we procrastinate it, the longer that time goes, the less likely we are to get into the gym or to eat the healthy meal, the more we listen to that voice. So the best thing to do in that moments of resistance when you want to still be productive and move forward in your routines is to feel that resistance and immediately take the first small domino action step. You are feeling resistance to going to the gym. Okay, surrender to that, but put on your damn shoes. That one little step moves you a little bit closer to initiating that cascade of the habit routine. So you don't feel like having your salad today. Well, pour yourself some water and walk to the fridge and at least pull out the greens. This one little step. So you don't have to commit to the whole routine, but if you can commit to the first domino step of that routine, it'll make it more likely that you'll actually follow through. The resistance will lessen. You've removed a little bit of the friction. And the second you have those shoes on, and then you see your gym bag, you grab your gym bag and you're off to the next step and you can build your way into it. And it's oftentimes those moments we can all reflect back and feel like, man, I really didn't feel like working out today, but I'm damn glad that I did because I feel amazing afterward. And really all we got to do is minimize that habit in that moment of resistance and just do the first step. And even if you don't have time on any given day to do 45 minutes of working out, it's a hell of a lot better to get outside for a 5-minute walk than it is to do nothing. So even if we could just minimize that habit just a little bit. And the next thing I want to say is, because we kind of touched on setting new targets in those moments of like facing consistent resistance willpower battles, like do the reset, set new targets for yourself, is to also reach out to our Fit Follower Project community for support. I mean, this is the perfect opportunity to lean on the other guys in the brotherhood. Call it out. I'm feeling resistance. I don't feel like doing this stuff today. And you'll see in the Brotherhood Facebook group, guys are posting that all the time. And it's nice, even just breaching and kind of saying these concerns almost takes a little bit of the power away from the resistance, and you'll get the support. You'll have a guy chime in and be like, hey, I get it. I felt that way yesterday. I'm through it. So there's light at the end of the tunnel. And I think this is one big reason because this resistance topic comes up, and it will come up if it has not yet in your fitness journey, that we developed our Fit Follower for Life program. Because we knew that there are times when we design these programs, Fit Follower 30X, 30 days, Phase 2, 60 days, Fit Follower 30X Phase 3, 90 days, that these are some of the main points where people hit resistance. So we intentionally gave you a fresh new start. New workout plan. You get new workouts every month on Phase 2 and Phase 3. Continued accountability, getting things fresh, mixing it up. This kind of proactive planning, we have a full curriculum to move on to, really helps slash resistance at its knees, because resistance also comes from uncertainty. If we don't know what we're going to be doing next on the plan, if we don't have our next phase charted out, it's so much easier to feel resistance because we're approaching the unknown. Whereas with Fit Follower for Life, we give you the 12-month curriculum so you're able to stick to it and you know exactly what your next step is, and it's all laid out, and we're keeping you accountable the entire time. That's why this program is so effective. So in addressing this topic of resistance is why we built the tools in, and we're so adamant about encouraging you to join us in Fit Follower for Life and to get the full 12-month curriculum and to get started on Phase 2 and Phase 3 and Old School Muscle and all the specialty programs we include. So there's information for that below in the article associated with this video, but I hope you enjoyed this topic of resistance. And if you want to blast through the resistance and you're not already in Fit Follower for Life, I want to encourage you to join us. We will kick the shit out of your resistance together. This is what we do every day for the thousands of guys that are on our programs, and we'd love to take you to the next level and keep you moving forward, strong, healthy, and progressing. So I hope you enjoyed this video, my friend. Check out Fit Follower for Life below. Give it a shot. Like everything we have, it's risk-free to join and try it out, and we'll get you your new program today. We'll get you started on the setup steps, and there's a lot of amazing things waiting for you that we'll add right into your membership site. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day, my friend. I'll talk to you very soon.